Hello and welcome to The Spread, where just like you, we're getting through this quarantine one day at a time. I'm Matt Rabel. The oil markets hit a major turning point this week, and not for the better. WTI crude oil at the CME became about as valuable as a lead balloon, trading below zero for the first time in history for such a major contract. With the coronavirus keeping everyone at home instead of commuting, demand for oil has gotten so pitiful, oil suppliers literally don't have anywhere to put it all. I used to have the same problem with all my old VHS tapes, until I found a solution. Unfortunately, I don't think they can fix a problem like this in the same way that I did. Ditching thousands of barrels of oil in the woods probably isn't the way you want to go. Quantitative Brokers, or QB, launched Striker, a new options on futures execution algorithm. It's a nifty product that takes a lot of the work out of calculating fair value and has a lot of other helpful features as well. Products like this, if customers adopt them, may make it harder for the options pits to reestablish themselves when and if the floors reopen in Chicago. John Lothian himself interviewed their CEO, Christian Hoff, so check it out, especially if you're an options and/or futures trader. FIA announced 2 new event cancellations and 1 postponement this week. The Law and Compliance Conference, which was slated for next week in DC, has been canceled for this year. IDX, which was going to take place in London in early June, is also off the table. However, the Futures for Kids Gala, a children's fundraiser that usually happens on the last night of IDX, has been postponed, not canceled, until sometime later this year. So you can still look forward to helping bring bright futures to kids in the future. The industry is showing its resilience in these trying times. As we discussed earlier, the Fed okayed the early adoption of the SACR weeks ago. I actually recently spoke to CBOE's Angelo Evangelou about why the CBOE is so jazzed about this update. You can listen to the audio interview on our website. CBOE, by the way, also announced it will hold its annual meeting of shareholders on May 12th virtually. No worries about fighting through the crowd to get in. Besides the early adoption of the SACR getting greenlit, the SEC also established a new consolidated audit trail reporting timeline for broker-dealers to help deal with the myriad problems related to coronavirus. And the CME's clearinghouse announced it was switching over to the Bachelier pricing model for options to help account for negative oil prices. Seems like everyone's doing their part to deal with the pandemic. I know I am by staying at home. That, and I'm worried what Chicago's mayor will do to me if I try to leave. Illinois Governor J.B. Pritzker extended the quarantine until late May, so tune in next week for another episode of The Spread. I'm not going anywhere.